out right enough, sir.
I'll take her round the Horn. She's for the Suez Canal.
We'll turn 30 days and even more off the Fuchal Liverpool run, sir.
Won't take long to put her in profit. She's a Maguire ship from Aberdeen. Oh, launched less than 4 years ago.
Alistair Maguire?
Yes.
She has an enviable reputation.
Among shipbuilders, there's none better. Ah, she's well founded. Steel lower and topmast. Steel wire ropes. That makes her lighter but stronger.
To drive her harder, James.
Ah, if need be. Well, she'll stand it.
So, how many does this speak it now, Captain Ben?
This is Mr. Oneden's 8th ship, sir, including the Anne Onedin.
Well, he should voyage in comfort in this one, eh?
Well, this is not Mr. Oneden's cabin.
Oh, really?
No, as the T-Wind will be the fastest ship afloat between here and China, Mr. Onedin thought it only fitting to build this special passenger accommodation. Dignitaries and consular officers and the like, you see.
Who's going to be occupying it for the first voyage?
No one, as far as I know, ma'am. Not yet, anyway.
Will you be sailing with her, James?
Oh, it's my custom on a maiden voyage.
Well, as you know, Robert is running for Parliament, which will entail us moving to London.
If he's elected.
Oh, I've every hope, James. Aye. Another chance of buying into a thriving chandlery business.
In London.
Aye.
So we shall most certainly have left Liverpool before you return.
There is, however, one matter that I think we ought to really discuss.
We cannot take your daughter Charlotte to London with us, James. It is quite out of the question.
Come on, there's time enough for that to be settled
Do
later.
try one of these, Mrs. Onedin. They're quite delicious.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Maudsley.
Really, James, I mean, we ought to do something about your daughter.
It's not our business, Robert. That's something that James would like to settle for himself, I'm quite
So, you'll go by the Mediterranean, then?
Aye, I will.
With the hope of a tow through the canal.
Oh, it's all been arranged, contract signed.
How much time will you save by doing that?
A third. A 3 months voyage, cut to 2.
Begging your pardon, Mr. Onedin,
Yeah,
sir.
what is it, Sheriff? No, just excuse me a minute.
This gentleman's in your cabin, sir. I told him you were busy, but he was most insistent, sir. He kept saying it was the work of the Lord.
Zebediah Bringlehofer. Pastor.
Bringlehofer. That sounds like one of our American cousins.
Oh, excuse me a moment, Payne. I am James Onedin.
May the Lord always be with you, sir. I am his servant, Zebediah Pringlehuffer.
Oh. Yeah, and what can I do for you?
Not for me, sir, for the Lord God of hosts. Tea, sir. Bring him some tea from China.
And in what quantities?
10 tons.
10 tons. You think that I employ a clipper just to carry 10 tons? I think that both of you would be better served if you went to a tea wholesaler.
Do not reject the Lord's call. Your rewards can be 100-fold
1,000 tons.
annually
A contract.
with the Pringlehuffer Missions of Peace.
Please, be seated, Mr. Pringlehofer. I'm not acquainted with your name.
The missions, sir, were founded by my Uncle Joshua, a woeful sinner of a man who saw the light on the trail of 49 to California, where the Lord rewarded him with one of the richest stakes in the territory.
Go.
Put to the Lord's work, sir. There are Pringlehuffer missions in every major city of America, and to them flock the lost and lonely souls seeking refuge in the arms of the Lord.
And a cup of tea, eh?
In good fellowship.
And, where do you want this delivered?
Quayside, Boston, in New England State.
10 tons. Well, that's no trouble.
But first, sir.
First.
First.
It is to be a race, eh?
Swift in his service is the maxim of the missions.
10 tons. Quayside, Boston. I'll do it.
The Lord's will be done.
Oh, by the way, may I know the names of my competitors?
There is but one, sir. A devout servant like yourself. A certain Captain Fogarty.
My name will be on that contract, Elizabeth. No other. I'll be doing it for us. You, William, and me.
William and I are not your responsibility, Daniel. I am still married to Albert.
I'm not reaching for the moon, Elizabeth. That contract's worth 1,000 tons a year. It will enable me to buy my own ship, with me as owner, not master. My sailing day is over. That's what you said you wanted, isn't it?
Are there no other bidders for the contract?
I don't know, nor do I care. That contract's mine. I have it already.
How can you be so certain?
Here.
What is it? A tea caddy?
Silver. When I get that contract, I shall replenish it from every voyage. Be on the quay to greet me when I return. And tell me straight off that you've sold up and are ready to come away with me.
I don't know, Daniel. I really don't know.
Empty phrases and idle promises to which we have all grown accustomed. But I promise upon election to use only words that work. Oh, excuse me, madam. My assistant is not available at the moment. Can I get anything for you?
I was looking for the shipping office of the Onedin Line.
All right, well, it's upstairs over the shop. But there's no one there at the moment. Can I help you?
Well, I should be much obliged for information on certain matters.
In what connection, ma'am?
Miss Armitage.
Ah.
My brother, the Reverend William Armitage, has for the past 30 years been Methodist missionary in Nanping.
A most worthy vocation, if I may say so.
And I have decided to visit him. Now, I understand that there is suitable accommodation on the Tea-Wind, I believe the vessel is called.
Indeed, there is, Miss Armitage. A most beautiful double cabin with adjoining anteroom and separate offices.
Has the accommodation been booked for the outward voyage?
No, not as yet, Miss Armitage.
Then I shall take it, for myself and my niece's companion.
Certainly, Miss Armitage. 2 tickets outward bound in the name of Armitage.
How do you know?
I know Foggarty's my competitor because Pringlehofer told me so.
When Daniel sailed, he was so confident of victory.
Well, let him choose either Cape. Good Hope or the Horn. I'll still be there 2 weeks before him.
Poor Daniel. James. He wants to buy his own ship. Well, he thinks that William and I... Have you discussed your daughter's future with Robert and Sarah?
What's the point? They won't go to London.
You don't see Robert being elected?
Well, do you? Brother Robert's council material, but Parliament...
There is the offer of a partnership in London.
He won't accept. Thought of either will frighten the wits out of him.
That's unfair, James.
Look.
Robert has managed his business most successfully.
Sarah and him will never leave Liverpool.
No, they'll stay here and bring up your daughter.
In a family atmosphere. Well, what do you expect me to do? Take the child to sea with me?
You could marry again.
Well, you know I intended to. And you know the result. Caroline refused me.
There is Leonora Biddulph.
Leonora?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's all right, Caroline.
Good afternoon, James.
Afternoon, Caroline.
Shouldn't you be sailing soon?
No, not until the beginning of next week.
Well, Captain Fogarty has already sailed. Shouldn't you be making your voyage with all haste?
Shall sail as planned.
It should be a very pleasant voyage.
It could be with you.
Am I to take that as an invitation?
Yes.
Well, James, what can I say?
Say you'll sail with me.
Oh, I should need a companion.
Well, Elizabeth?
Well, I'd need somebody to take care of William, but if it's all in a good cause, why not?
So you see, we shall most certainly be installed in London before you return.
Oh, so the election results have come in, have they, Robert?
If Robert is in London, it will, if not necessarily, be as a member of Parliament, then as a Chandler.
Oh, so you've bought a business, have you?
Well, I've things to settle up here first.
And you've tendered your resignation to the council.
Oh, it's time enough for that.
And what about the shop? Put that on the market yet?
We shall be doing so next week.
What about old Captain Webster?
Oh, James, it's your business to make suitable arrangements for him.
Suitable arrangements take time, Sarah. Be it going to sea or selling a family business.
I'll not be foolhardy. Make no mistake about that.
Well, anyway, I'll be back long before it's all settled.
Nevertheless, I think you must expect to find your daughter with Elizabeth upon your return.
Well, Elizabeth and Mrs. Morsley are sailing with me.
What?
They can't do that.
Why not?
Well, because I've sold the accommodation.
Sold it?
Ah, all the way to Foochow.
Well, then unsell it.
That would not be advisable, James. You've the rest of your business to consider. Your passengers, the Mrs. Armitage, are related to Mr. Biddulph.
So?
Well, you don't want to lose the coal contract, do you?
I took the liberty of adding a few delicacies to the victuals list, Captain, for the ladies.
It's very good, China.
Will you and Mr. Onedin be dining regular with the ladies, Captain?
Well, perhaps myself out of courtesy if invited, but Mr. Onedin, I think not. He was dismayed to learn we had passengers.
Passengers coach by entry pool, Captain.
Very good. I'll come at once.
Aye, sir.
You get everything ready.
Aye, sir.
Smart yourself up. Bain, sir.
Oh, yeah.
The passengers are coming aboard, sir.
Oh, do your duty as master. Greet them.
Oh, good morning, Miss Biddulph. My apologies for not being on deck to greet you.
Oh, it's of no account. Captain Baines, may I present my aunt, Lucy Armitage?
How do you do, Captain?
I guess.
Morning, Captain Baines.
Oh, I'm Mr. Biddulph.
Mr. Onedin on board?
Yes. Oh, excuse me. Would you put that in the cabin, Yes, he is, but he's occupied at the moment, Mum. Now, excuse me for inquiring, but weren't there two Miss Armitages sailing?
No.
No, Captain Baines, Aunt Lucy and myself.
You, Miss Biddulph? Oh. Well, I'll escort you to your cabin.
Okay.
Do you have any connections in China, Miss?
My brother-in-law's there. In some godforsaken place.
Carrying the word of the Lord, Roland.
Yes, well, Miss Armitage hasn't seen her brother for some years, so I said, go out, and here was T-Wind with all this grand accommodation.
Actually, it was Leonora's idea, so I asked her to come with me.
I trust the weather will be kinder than on my last voyage with you, Captain Baines.
I brought some refreshment along. I hope Captain Onedin will be able to join us.
Excuse me, sir. Find some champagne glass. I've got something to report, Mr. Onedin, sir.
What's it now?
Well, you know those two Miss Armitages, sir? Well, one of them is Miss Biddulph. Well, look, sir, when Miss Biddulph sailed to the Baltic with us, I mean, that turned out to our advantage. I mean, it was she who secured our cargo of timber, you may recall. And she's a most pleasant,
Just keep her out of my way.
Yes, sir.
And according to Sarah, the second Miss Armitage turned out to be none other than Leonora Biddulph.
She's very shrewd, is Leonora Biddulph.
Yes, to no avail, though. James will be furious.
Well, at least she knows what she wants, which is more than I could say of myself.
Yes.
You know, I must be getting old. I used to be as sure as that.
And I always thought I knew what I wanted. A man of substance to give me the security I craved. Not for me, the life of some sea captain's wife, being both parents to his children and spending most nights of the year in a lonely bed. No, that was not for me. I'd made up my mind. So I married Albert Fraser and I acquired all that I thought to be important. Yet here I am, quite alone.
Well, if Captain Fogarty is to become a ship owner as he says he is, now surely his proposal is an attractive one.
Yes, if. And even if he were a ship owner. Oh, let's forget it.
Whale on the starboard bow, Captain.
School of them. And they're big. Putting across the bow.
Put up your helm! Bring that to the wing!
Go below and check the damage.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And rig the pumps. I'll lay off a course to the nearest landfall.
Aye, sir.
Evening, miss.
Evening, Chatham.
Yes, Chatham?
Mr. Onedin sends his apologies, ma'am. He won't be dining with you tonight. He's having a working supper with Captain Baines.
In which case, Chatham, we shall be only two at table.
Very good, ma'am.
That's the third night in succession he's declined. Working supper with Captain Baines, indeed. He's deliberately avoiding us.
With a new ship on its first voyage, Mr. Onedin must have many things to attend to.
Oh, Captain Baines finds time to be pleasant. No, he doesn't want us on board. Rather me on board. Tell me, do you think ill humour can last 2 months?
I don't know, my dear.
Oh, it'll make the voyage miserable.
Only if you pay attention to it.
Midnight should see us about 700 miles out, sir. 3.5 days.
Average of 9 knots.
The rock in 4 days' time.
Let's hope so. Come in. Sooner this voyage is over, the better.
Finished, have you, sir? No appetite, Mr. Onedin, sir?
Well, I liked it. Have the ladies commented yet?
No, Captain. Plate's same as the Mr. Onedin's have had ever since we left. Bite of cheese, sir.
Aye, still.
Mr. Onedin, sir?
Coffee.
Very good.
Well, we'll start with the cuisine. Take it in hand, Leonora. Oh, I know Chatham means well, and we mustn't upset him. Do it gradually.
Yes, Aunt Lucy.
Indeed, the experience of supervising the cooking for the officers and ourselves will stand you in very good stead for dinner parties when you marry.
Yes, Aunt Lucy.
Begin tomorrow.
Yes, Aunt Lucy. So, this is your domain, eh, Chatham?
Aye, like I was telling you at breakfast, miss. Scarce enough room to turn around.
And, what tasty dish is this you're preparing for
Oh, a
us?
few hunks of meat on the boil, a couple handfuls of chopped vegetables in, and make a stew.
Lovely. Have you always been a cook, Chatham?
Bless your heart, no, miss. I was a seaman before this here. I fell from the main top. Not much use in the shrouds after that. Still, sea's always been my life.
You became a cook.
Got made ones nearer the truth, miss.
You do very well.
Thank you, miss.
May I?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. Very good, Chatham.
Ah, it is, miss.
Do you know, I think the flavour would come through a little better if you were to skim some of the grease off the top there and add a little salt and pepper.
You say so, miss.
Have you seen my copy of Mill anywhere?
No.
Oh, there's a quotation I wanted to look up.
Robert,
Hmm?
did you go to Pettigrew's today?
Who?
The estate agent for the house and business.
No. No, I didn't.
Very well. I'll go myself in the morning.
Sarah, love, I've been wondering if we might not hold on to the shop.
With us living in London, it'd just be a millstone round our necks.
But I mean, the business has been in the family for 3 generations now. It should stay.
And who'll manage it? Have you got someone in mind? James, for instance. Now, he'd not care tuppence for it. Besides, we shall need the money for this place to establish ourselves in London.
Well, I thought we might find somewhere to rent. Initially, until we find a house that's entirely satisfactory.
By which time James will have returned. No, Robert. All this goes on the market tomorrow.
Well, then, once you get the hang of the almanacs, working out a sun site is no problem at all.
Did Mrs. Onedin know how to navigate?
He taught her himself.
Do you think you could teach me, Captain Baines?
If you wish. I've never tried my hand at teaching before. Where is Mr. Onedin?
No. No, you, Captain Baines.
Very well.
Afternoon, Mr. Onedin.
Good afternoon, Miss Biddle. A word with you, Captain Baines. If you can spare a moment.
I'll be with you at once. You can help me shoot the sun tomorrow midday.
Thank you.
Afternoon, miss.
Afternoon, Chatham.
You won't forget, will you, miss?
To get the spices in Gibraltar? No, I won't forget, Chatham.
Thank you very much, miss.
She'll need new bolts and recorking.
Aye, but with the pumps working, she'll take half sail, no problem.
You'll take her to Fu Chau for repairs?
No, for tea. For delivery to the quayside at Boston.
But that'll be the longest voyage on record, Captain Fogarty.
Aye, Mr. Mate, no doubt it will be.
And you'll lose the race for certain.
I think not, Mr. Mate.
All I can see now is the sky. Oh, I'm sorry, Aunt Lucy. I am awful.
Perhaps by our next storm I shall have acquired my sea legs. Oh.
Is all well?
Well, my aunt prefers to sit quietly, but I find the rough weather exhilarating. Do you think I could come on deck? Very good.
Miss Armitage, is there anything we can do to ease you?
I always thought the Mediterranean a calm sea.
Ah, well, it frequently is. Only not today. If your aunt needs anything, you've only to shout out. Chatham has orders to stay outside the door during the rough weather.
Thank you. That's very considerate of you.
Right.
Perhaps when the rough weather has died down, you will allow my aunt and I to express our gratitude. Dear Aunt Lucy. At last he's being civil, even if it took a storm to achieve it.
Sarah must be furious.
She is. The shop premises was valued, stock included, and an offer made. A good one, I believe, which Robert dismissed out of hand, insisting that the business's goodwill was worth far more.
Well, perhaps he's right.
I suspect James is right. Robert is his father's son. Nothing to chance, security first and foremost.
So James takes after his mother, perhaps.
Headstrong and rebellious.
And his restlessness.
That is, I think, unique to James.
Yes, it could prove wearying. Though some women might find it rather exciting.
Do I sense a note of regret?
I told you, Elizabeth, I don't know what I want.
As rough a stretch of water as you'll find anywhere along the Barbary coast, ma'am.
Are there not pirates in these waters?
There are, Miss Armitage. But you needn't fear them. I think the T-Wind will show any pirate scour clean wake.
Would you like a glass of sherry, Mr. Onedin?
Ah, thank you, Miss Biddulph.
Are you pleased with the progress of the ship, Mr.
Oh,
Onedin?
satisfied, satisfied. We've got a couple of days in hand, due to that last little blow.
And Port Said now no more than 3 days away?
Miss Biddulph is becoming a proficient navigator, sir.
Are you thinking of staying long in China, Miss Armitage?
Oh, about a month, and then we sail to America.
Beg your pardon, sir.
Huh?
I can serve dinner whenever you like, sir.
Oh, might I suggest immediately, Captain?
Immediately.
Very good, sir.
Chatham's cooking's improved immeasurably since the beginning of the voyage.
Yes, indeed.
Shall we be seated, ladies?
Miss Biddulph?
Thank you.
Miss Armitage?
Thank you, Captain.
Will there be time to go ashore at Port Said?
No, but there's nothing to see.
Oh, the Sphinx of the Greater Pyramids.
Ah, they're far inland. Behind Cairo, a couple of days' journey away.
Oh, I wanted to visit the cotton markets.
You shouldn't go in there unaccompanied, Miss Biddulph. It's too dangerous.
Well, I dare say Chatham can accompany her.
Thank you.
Only thing is, he doesn't speak French.
That's all right, I do. Here we are.
Now, what have you for us, Chatham?
It's a kind of a chicken stew, sir, called a casserole.
Oh, it smells delicious.
I cooked it exactly the way Miss Biddulph showed me, ma'am.
If you wish, should I do the honors?
Have you been interfering in the galley, Miss Biddulph?
Well, I've been supervising, yes.
At my suggestion.
Not merely are you content with pestering me in my own home, but you carry it aboard ship with you. From now on, you'll kindly stay out of the galley. Yes.
If you'll excuse me, ladies.
Of course, Captain.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean no harm.
Oh, it's not your fault, Chatham. Leonora, serve me with a wing, if you please.
I've seen you ill-mannered afore, but never the like of that.
Conniving going on
There is
behind
no
my back.
conniving. You may be responsible for keeping her out of your way.
Oh, so you put her to navigation, do you? And now you've got her cooking, just like I'm used to.
She asked me.
Now, you listen to me, Bank. If I marry her, it'll be to somebody of my choosing, not yours or anybody else's.
But the self-pity you wallow in is not likely anyone will have you.
The mayor was not pleased being told of it by his wife. Not pleased at all.
Well, I had assumed you'd already told him of your intention of resigning from the council.
The time was not yet right.
Oh, Robert, with all the work you've got to do, what with preparing for the election and your business in London, well, the sooner you get off that council, the better.
You do realize what you've done, don't you? You've committed me irrevocably to this course of action.
I have.
Yes. I could always refuse an offer on the house and business, but my resignation must now go ahead. I cannot retract.
Tomorrow, we go through the canal. It was agreed earlier this morning.
Where's the man we saw then? The man that speaks English.
English? Moi, je parle pas anglais, moi.
Look, tomorrow, Domain. Hmm? New domain, alley. Huh? No, alley. Look. Look. Penalty clause. Comprendez?
No.
Piastres indeed. It wasn't worth the 2 I paid for it.
Ah, but such a pretty bracelet.
I do hope there are markets in Nanping, Aunt Lucy.
Oh, they're bound to be, my dear.
Jades and brocades and silks. Love.
Miss Biddle speaks French, sir.
Tell her to come in, would you?
Biddle,
Yes?
would you help us, please?
In what way?
This man is from the company that operates the canal. You see, he's trying to tell us something we don't understand.
Look, would you tell him that I will brook no delay, that it's already agreed that we leave tomorrow at dawn?
Bonjour, monsieur. Monsieur le patron du bateau, dit...
Madame, je suis enchanté de faire votre connaissance. Je m'appelle Abdul Afar Hakim et je suis officier de la Compagnie universelle du canal maritime de Suez. Et je suis venu ici exprès pour dire au commandant que s'il voudrait partir cet après-midi, je peux l'arranger. Pour une toute petite transaction. Mais il a une manière impossible, on ne peut rien discuter avec lui.
Oui, je le sais.
What does he say, Miss Biddle?
He says he came here to tell you that he can arrange for you to leave this afternoon.
Afternoon, vers 3 heures.
This afternoon at 3 o'clock. For a small fee.
How much?
Combien?
500 piastres.
500 piastres.
He's a fool, 100.
100?
Je casse pas ma tête. 4.
No, and 4.
200. That's my limit.
200, c'est la limite.
250.
250.
No, I said 200.
200.
50.
And 50.
Well, then tell him he can go.
Le monsieur dit bonjour.
Vous voyagez à bord, madame?
Oui, monsieur.
Eh bien, pour vous, j'accepte. La chaleur devient affreuse ici à cette époque.
Oh, merci, monsieur.
What does he say, Miss Biddle?
He says that he will accept.
Said something else, too.
At the beginning, he did. He said your manners were appalling. Adieu, monsieur. Good day, gentlemen.
Miss Biddle.
Yes.
I apologize.
For what, pray?
Oh, for my, what was it? Appalling manners.
There's no need for an apology, Mr. Onedin. They're your way, and one accepts them. Or one does not.
I've also displayed the most brutish ill humor during the voyage.
Oh, it's of no account. I realize that much depends upon the success of this voyage, and you have many other business worries. Such anxieties can easily put one out of sorts, can they not?
Oh, may I hope that my downright rudeness will also be overlooked.
Oh, but I welcomed it. Much merited and long overdue. What patience you have shown in tolerating my foolish, girlish ways. No, it is I who must apologize to you and give you my word, my solemn word, that never, ever, ever again shall I pester you.
You know, if these light airs persist, we shall never make Aden. What are you looking at?
At Dowse. She's a better sailor than we are under these conditions.
True.
But I've been watching her. She's not overhauling us. It looks like she's keeping station on us.
Guard the ladies with your knife.
Aye, sir.
Repel boarders!
Pirates.
That's the last of them over the side, sir.
I'll go below. Reassure our passengers.
If it hadn't been for my leg, miss, they'd never got past me.
He's been wounded in the side. Help me take him to my cabin. Put him on my back.
Easy, my boy.
Aunt Lucy, see that the galley stove is lit. We'll need hot water.
Very well, dear.
You have surgical instruments on board.
Aye, we do.
One of the crew dead and 3 wounded, sir.
Best have them brought in here, Captain Baines.
Got to do as she says.
Aye, sir.
Get somebody to get rid of that.
Right.
Did you shoot that then?
My father gave me the gun before we set sail. I'm going to need bandages, ointments, and swabs. And more bedding, please.
Why are you flying the fever flag? There's cholera in Ada, so stand well clear.
Slim, where's the nearest port that's clear?
Where's the nearest port that's clear? Don't know. We heard they got it in Bombay.
Thank you!
Bombay, there must be an epidemic, sir.
Lay a course for Colombo, Captain Baines, if you please.
Aye, aye, sir.
With all sail!
Aye.
How long will the voyage take?
2 weeks at least.
Well, we'll do what we can.
How are your charges, Miss Biddulph?
They're well enough. But it'll be touch and go for Chatham. His condition is improving at the moment, but I can't say how long he'll last without fresh fruit.
Oh, what's the state of our larder, Miss Armitage?
Well, there are no fresh vegetables either. And apart from 3 chickens, all the meat is salted. We were relying on entering Aden today.
Well, no ship will reach Ceylon faster than we do. That I promise you. Captain Baines!
sorry. I must fall asleep.
We've sighted land. So long.
Why? When we were so close to land, why?
Listen, you would have died days ago if it hadn't have been for your devoted care.
Oh, poor Chatham. He was a kind man. I'm sorry, you must think I'm very weak.
On the contrary, I think you're a remarkable young woman. And I must admit, to my shame, to having sadly misjudged you in the past.
A wonderful night. But I must say, it is pleasant to escape for a moment into the bosom of one's family, amongst those one loves. And particularly dear to me at this... No, let me recharge your glasses. I'd like you to drink one final toast. You ready? To my dear wife, Sarah, who has so bravely and uncomplainingly accepted this change in the course of our lives which I set us upon, and which has led us to this auspicious occasion. Sarah.
Sarah. Your electors are demanding you again, Robert.
Excuse me. Oh, would you not like to accompany me to the door, my dear? Come in. You'll have to accustom yourself to the early burly of public life.
Oh, I can hardly believe it. My brother, a member of Parliament. Oh, James ought to be here to see this.
Yes. Elizabeth, when they do go to London, who will take care of James's child?
Well, we can for a while. But I doubt they'll be gone before James returns.
He should be in Foochow by now.
The new crop of tea won't arrive in Foochow until the end of the month. So, you and your Aunt Lucy will have ample time to visit your uncle in Nanping. And then we can all sail back to England, eh?
We've already booked tickets to San Francisco.
I find it very disagreeable going round the Horn.
We're not going round it.
Well, you'll have a job getting back to England if you don't.
Do you know, someday you should really take your head out of the sea bag and look around you. There's a railway line across America now from coast to coast. We're taking the train.
So you've arrived, Onedin.
Ah, Fogarty. Yes, the Tea Wind's a fast ship.
Aye, that she is. My ship's leaking like a sieve and under half sail.
Fogarty, I must tell you that I'm your competitor for the Pringlehofer tea contract.
Are you? Oh. What, may I ask, is the enchanting Miss Biddulph doing in these distant parts?
I'm visiting a relative in Nanping.
Oh, and no doubt will return the same way as you came.
No, my aunt and I are sailing to America.
What ship?
The Josephine Estrada.
Then maybe you and your aunt would do me the honor of company from time to time.
What, aboard the Josephine Estrada?
I'm taking passage on her myself.
You? Travelling as passenger to San Francisco?
Oh, I'm jumping ship, Onedin. With 10 tons of tea. Across America to Europe by train. You see, I've taken the trouble to secure a special contract. Now, the railway company will deliver my cargo my 10 tons of tea to Boston in under 3 weeks. Exclusive. Did your tea win that fast, Onedin?
Oh, James. My poor dear James. By train. Oh, poor James.
Bravo, Daniel.
Indeed, bravo. Outwitting James is no mean feat.
When James told me he was in that race, I confess I thought Daniel had as good as lost. But he was so confident of victory. Now I see why. Now he has the tea contract, he could buy his own ship. Daniel a ship owner. And he will replenish this from every voyage, he said.
Well, what with me keeping James at bay and you keeping Captain Fogarty at arm's length, we may very well end up two lonely old ladies and very glad of Captain Fogarty's packets of tea.